Hello. How is everyone doing? Oh, hey Pickle, hey Root. Well, the good thing is you can always try again with THM, so why not? Right, uh, let's connect to hack the box and then see. What rooms are you trying to do? Oh, nice. Well, let me know how that goes, okay? I think I'm gonna do a Linux box today. Nice. Well, once that all passes, maybe we can do them on stream as well. I won't have time to do them, unfortunately, so it's gonna have to be at some other point. Right, let's do. I didn't even log in to try hack me. I think been over 6 months now. I keep getting emails from them, but I've just been ignoring them. Right, I think I'm gonna do Cypher, which is a medium Linux box. So let's see. Let's spawn the box. And in the meantime, let's create our folder structure. Nice. Well, keep up that streak. I don't know why I switched to mostly doing hack the box at the moment. I think it was when I started studying for OSCP. I did a lot of hack the box pro labs, and that I got stuck with hack the box from there. I've never done that, so you seem to have a lot more experience in those areas than I do. So right, we got an IP address for the box. Okay, so it's responding from cypher.htb named host. Let's add that to our let's see, host file. And while that is running, I also want to start a subdomain scanner. There we go. That's scanned. Okay, we have that. Let's start burp because it's port 80. And because that finished, we can do directory brute force as well, just in parallel, so we speed up things. We don't know anything about the website just yet, so I'm not gonna give it any extensions. We get a few. Login API about demo and testing. Let's first take a screenshot of this to add to our notes. So the idea with the notes is I'm taking notes, and the same notes that I'm writing now, you're going to be able to see on my website. I don't change anything. I've created a script that basically converts the markdown to MDX, which is then displayed on the website. That's it. So every note that I'm taking, you'll be able to see in the write-up on the website. Right, let's add the IP address into burp and then start a browser so we can have a look at the website. So even before we browsed the website, we did directory brute force for any known paths, and we've done a subfinder Cypher .htb. Oh. So we have graph ASM, we have a login form, we have the about, which we've seen there. We had testing and demo. That's interesting. Let's download that to see. In theory, we can have a look to see what that Java does. We also have demo. Thank you for the follow, McLucifer. Okay, so demo doesn't do anything. Access denied. Let's have a look. So it's accepting JSON. Let's do invalid credentials. Oh, we got an error, and it seems to be a Python application. So it's using Neo4j graph database. Based on that. And we have user secret. Seems like the secret is SHA-1. Basically it's a Neo4j injection. That's a first for me. I've done Mongo, I've done MySQL, Postgres, SQLite, but never Neo4j. Funny thing is, Bloodhound is using Neo4j as a graph database, but I've never seen username and password stored in Neo4j. So let's see. It's nice because we also have the path of the application where it's running, so it seems to be running from root app.py, So how can we exploit this? Basically, we are match user secret h.value. Let's see. Not what I need. There we go. What happens if we do and we need a comment, don't we, to end the query. So we can inject. It's just now figuring out the correct syntax. Valid input. So we need a hash. And comment that out. Well, we have the return there. Why isn't it? Let's see the query again. So it's matching user secret, and it's grabbing the SHA-1 from secret, where username equals or, oh, because we need basically 1 equals 1, something along those lines, right? Because we're matching a username with a null value, it needs to say username. Let's go back. Let's make it throw an error again. So it's matching username, or we need another condition here because we have just a return. That's why it's not working. So we need to do or 1 equals 1, and then we need to return a as hash. So now we need test, and we need to create a SHA-1 of test. So if we do that, we'll still get invalid credentials. Yes. Let's remove that for a second. It's trying to return that as hash, and then I'm assuming that the code will verify the hash with the password. It will create, yeah, it will create basically a SHA-1 from test to verify the password as well, or return as hash. This one. So we need to generate that in Python. can do. Yeah. So let's try that. Let's hash test. Okay. And we get the cookie. Which means interesting. So that's actually our username. Right, let's put that into our notes. So there we go. And then our actual request. And we get the session cookie. But I'm not gonna mess around with that. I'm just gonna paste everything into the login form as normal. And we get access to the panel. Let's see what we have. So that's DNS names, IP addresses. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. That's a custom function. I wonder if that do we have? No, we don't have collaborator here. Doesn't matter. Exploit reserve 80. So this one tells me that, yeah, it's gonna try and get the status code for that, which means if we change that to be HTTP 10.10.14.135, in theory it should do a callback to our server here, and it does. So it does give us a callback. That is quite interesting. Can I do it this way? Yes. So I don't need to do the full query. Let's check that, because I just want one request. I don't want a million of them coming in. There we go. So we just have one. Let's see. No, that doesn't do anything for us. So HTTP status code is the one that we want. Let's do Can we execute code through this? Or read local files? Status code 0. But HTTP 10.10.14.135 ID. Ha. So we basically have command injection, OS command injection here. Let's see where the query is in our proxy. Can I change the request method? Method not allowed. Doesn't really matter. We have command execution. Okay. So now that we have command execution, OS command injection, we can basically get the shell back. In theory, let's do it this way. 10.10 14.135. Do that, save it in exploit. Actually, let's check. Yeah, so we have curl available. Plain bash TCP, save that. And we're already in exploit, so what we can do is curl HTTP 10.10 14.135 and then do we just pipe that into bash, bin bash? Oh, just bash. But we need a listener on port 8443. So let's see. Let's see. and we have a shell. There we go. So we can close that one because we no longer need it. And let's see what's running around here. So this is our OS command injection. I want to see where the app is hosted. Are we in a Docker container? No. But the app seems to be running in a Docker container. Or there is something running on a Docker container. Let's see. Yeah, so the API is running in the Docker container. Not hosts. There's another user here. I do a bit of pen testing, red teaming, application security at the moment, so a mixture of all of them. But mainly focusing on pen testing and red teaming engagements. And I've decided to... Nice. So you're doing red teaming as well. And yeah, I have a background in development and sysadmin. So similar-ish, I would say. I would hope so. It's just a medium box. It shouldn't be that difficult, but right, let's see what we can see in here. If we have access to, we should have access to read those files. No, so I still need a few more followers and a few more streams to get affiliate, but thank you. So I'm now at 24 followers out of 25 that I need, and I need, I think after today, one more stream with a minimum of 3 viewers, and then I'll be affiliate. But my next stream is on Sunday, so you're welcome to join then as well. Also, if you have any questions or if you want to just chat, jump on the Discord. Right, that's data.json. Oh, that's a lot of data. Oh wait, this is just the website. Because the other application is running in the Docker container, which do we have access to it? No, we don't. So we need to find a way to run. Okay. Let's run linpiece anyway. Let's see, serve 80. We should be able to enumerate the users because we've basically bypassed authentication, but we should be able to enumerate the users in here. Where was the query? Can we just run this? Well, we get the hash back. But we don't know the user. We'll find that. Oh. We'll find that in a second. I just want to save that hash. So that's SHA-1. What's the SHA-1 is 100. So that's finished running. Let's close that. Stream Cypher loot. Hashcat A0. Let's see if the hash cracks. Hopefully it does. And then we can try it with the local user that we have. In the meantime, let's review the output from no, it did not crack. Let's review the output. There's a debug log, which not very useful. That's interesting, another virtual environment for something else. But first we need to get user, then we can move on to something else. Yeah, we've already seen that. There was that JavaScript as well, that Java file testing, yes, which apparently did not save. Okay. I don't have the application. I think it's GDEX GUI. Yes, Java decompiler. Is it in Kali? No. I don't want to have to build this from scratch. just for Windows. Let's see. Yeah, this doesn't help us. So Linpeas flagged the Neo4j service as an issue, but it starts up at boot with the user that we already have access with, so doesn't help us in any way. There are a few ports listening there. Let's take a screenshot of that. Yeah, so this one, as I said, it doesn't really help. Because the service is configured to run with the user that we already have access with, it would just give us a shell back with the same user. But we do have those two other ports running there, so we can look into that. So I have 7474 and 7687. Well, let's see if there's anything else interesting. We do have read to bashrc and profile in that particular graph ASM user. We can read the config files, so we can have a look in there as well. Let's just... There's a bash history. Normally this one is piped to dev null on exactly like this one on hack the box. So let's have a look there. Well, no wonder that our hashcat didn't. Alright, let me copy that so we have it. And let's test it with our user, shall we? So that was graph ASM. And we get user. Always test passwords for password reuse. Right. Let's grab that flag and then we can move on to privilege escalation. Right. I think we can close that one off because we don't need that shell anymore. Because we have a user. Actually, no. Let's keep it. Usually the first thing that I check for user is, and we're allowed to run something as root without even a password. What's that? So it's a Python script. Yep. Let's see what this is. Okay. There is a bbot preset here as well. They have some sort of documentation or anything. Let's check the preset file to see what he has in here. Okay, so can we define some functions to execute as root? I just want an example. There we go. So we can okay. So right. We don't need that. Setup self. We don't need any of that. What we can do instead, split that into halves. Actually, yeah, that can go. Hello. Let's see. I think the permission for the SSH directory needs to be different, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So create that authorized keys, and we set it to root read only. Okay. But can we set a custom subdomains? How do we set the modules directory? Because even if we based on the documentation, it should be in bbot modules. But I don't want to. There we go. That's what we need. Custom module directories. Okay. So because we have who is there, and then we have the preset here. We can do and then we should, in theory, be able to run. Let's see. And how was it that we run? I think we need to give it a config file. Yes. Taxi home graph bbot tag L. Actually, you know what? Let's copy this. Just to no, we need preset. Unleashed presets, but we need to load a, or we just set it here. So we do and do we have the who is here now? Yeah, it did. So why wouldn't that actually take in the config file? Do we need to define the module name as well in the preset? Module. Let's try with preset, because TechP home graph. There we go. So now we have the whois module, and we can do whois target example.com. But in the meantime, what we could do is sh root at cypher.htb, and we have root. So yeah, it took a while for me to figure out the syntax of this, but we basically defined our own preset. and we've created a custom module that basically added our SSH key to the root authorized keys, giving us full access as root. Interesting box. As I said before, it was my first time doing a Neo4j injection. So that was quite interesting. Any questions? Happy to answer. I'm actually gonna look into BB myself as a tool to use. Looks interesting, especially if you're concerned about the well. I'm trying to explain my steps and also document them at the same time. So I see, so for example, if you're working for a specific company and you want to keep a hold of your perimeter, outside perimeter, and you don't know what DNS entry is, something like this might help. It would allow you to see what attackers would see, what information they can find. So that would be interesting. I might have a look into it as well. At the moment, I'm using AMAS from OWASP to do that. Right, let's do a bit of cleanup, and then I think I'll be done for the day. I've also done about 400 miles driving today, which is not ideal. But we've done the box. And I'll be doing another stream on Sunday. If you have any requests for boxes, please do drop them in Discord. Happy to have a look. Or if you think if you've done a box and you would like to see how I approach it, please let me know. Well, I bid you all a very good weekend, and see you on Sunday. Thanks for watching.